Bobby Darin singing Mac the Knife. Let's have a nice hand for her. Who the shark be that has such teeth, dear? And his shoes.
Oh, we're supposed to start?
Yeah, go.
I thought some shit was going to...
No, I don't do it now. Do you want to restart?
No, that's probably the perfect start for this. All right, Eric. You hear that? There's a lot of country music that says it must be 5 o'clock somewhere. At Kent State, where I went for many, many years, it must be noon somewhere. And we are doing this a little earlier, so wherever you are, it's got to be noon somewhere. That's the way we looked at it a little differently.
We're recording at 11:58 on Sunday morning. So
okay, all right,
as close as we're gonna get.
Well, I thought it was earlier than that. Okay, welcome to episode 2. We don't have this first part planned, but we were just talking about getting the first one in the can was really important for us, I think, because Tiny brought this up. This is Tiny. I'm DeVenzio. Tiny brought this up months and months ago, but I think we got serious about it probably, I don't know, 2 months ago or so.
That's fair.
So to get with our knowledge of podcasts and to get one actually up and running, pretty fucking amazing, I'll say. So I was pretty happy. I was on a high. How about you?
And to say I was nervous, it was kind of funny, but it was probably a little bit true to just get the whole thing going. Yes.
And then we talked about this earlier. After you do one, then you hear from every expert on podcasting in the world. And I know people mean well.
There's a lot of fucking experts out there.
There are. And people trying to say good things about how you should do this and this and this, but sometimes the advice is conflicting. So then what the hell are you supposed to do? It should be shorter. It should be longer. What the hell are we supposed to do? So we're just going to do our damn thing. But I got to say a couple things. Then you're going to do your stats here.
Sure.
But our good friend Sully, who brought us together. Man, that doesn't sound right. It sounds like we're fucking. A good mutual friend that we drink with. Great guy. He sends us an email. No introduction. Here's my critique. I know I don't want that edited out. I fuck up sometime. Let the people know it. Bullet 1. You sucked at this. Bullet 2, you sucked at this. Bullet 3, you were really shitty at this.
Yeah, and you can't hear me.
and I'm thinking, and this is a lesson for everybody out there, a real lesson. When you're criticizing, say something good at the beginning. Say, hey, good effort. I was kind of impressed, but here's how you could improve. That might have been a better way to put it, but no, he just went boom, boom, boom. But probably the one I was most pissed off about was one of my female friends said, you were adorable.
You know, that's going to be a great segue into the statistics because, you know, one of the statistics is 40% of our audience is female. I'm going to take a lot of credit for that.
But before you even start, have you ever been called adorable in your fucking life?
If I had a nickel.
You'd probably have a dime, and that's because your mother lives close by.
Well, I'm actually going to spin the negative thing into a positive because the biggest thing, of course, I don't know that I've heard for sure is we couldn't hear you. So I've upgraded the equipment here to this nice mic to get it closer to my face. So I'm going to spin it and say, they want to hear what I have to say too.
And what I told people is you should be happy as hell his mic was down low because he really don't have that much to fucking say. But you see, he got himself a nice little mic thing. I just showed up here. Do I have a damn little, what's that called? Extender? A microphone?
Sure. The box is right next to you there. What's it say? I don't know. Next to your lollipop.
Yeah. I'm going to bring my lollipop out pretty soon. No. I didn't get a damn extender. I feel, although I did get an ashtray.
Yeah, how about that?
And it says Pittsburgh Dive Bar on it. So Dive Bar Talk. I'm sorry. So
yeah.
And then one other thing, and then I'm gonna let you go to your stats. one person, I wasn't going to mention her by name, but I think it's Barlow of Barlow money. Okay. Educated woman, master's degree, kind of elegant. I'm talking to her and I said, we're not going to, Tiny's going to edit in music, but if we screw up like I already have, I don't want to edit that out. I want to keep that in there because if you've ever been in a dive bar, that's how it goes. So that's what we're trying to do here. She said, you won't even edit it out if you have boogers coming out of your nose? Swear to God. So now I'm probably going to be doing this a lot because I don't know. Do I have boogers coming out of my nose? I hope not, but I would have never freaking thought of that if it wasn't for that nice advice. So that'll probably screw me up the rest of this time. Okay, Go ahead with your thing.
Not just, we just checked stats prior to doing this recording this morning. Where we were up over 400 views for the first week. As I mentioned, the audience dynamic is 60-40, male, female. Probably the most interesting 3% of our viewing audience is from Japan.
Hey, sushi on me. I'm all for it.
There was a stat, I didn't check it now, but earlier in the week I checked. There was a stat, our 3 biggest cities were Pittsburgh, Monroeville, and I forget where in North Carolina. So those were 3. And there was one in was it Youngstown, Ohio, someone over in Ohio. Those were the top 4 were those Pittsburgh, Monroeville. I don't know which one in North Carolina.
Charlotte?
Probably. So I don't know. I only know like 3 cities there. So
this is why I guess you script stuff out better. The first one, I'm all nervous. I have everything written out, and this time we said we'll just talk a little bit. And this is probably not the best. Yeah, this is probably shitty.
So yeah, I don't know. The Japan thing's what jumps out though of all the stats. I mean, they have all kind of analytics for those trying to monetize this thing, which we are not. To try to probably tell you where to advertise and how people get to the website and all that kind of stuff.
Because 2 things, totally unrelated. One's related to that. I kept looking at the views too, and I'm going to stop that because I talked about it the first. We're doing this to enjoy ourselves, not to, oh man, we got to get our viewership up by doing this, and this. You did a Twitter account, and what's that other thing called? Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going on that damn thing. If you go on, fine, but I'm not freaking doing it. So I'm not looking at viewership. I hope you do enjoy this. So we're trying our best, but
are we?
No. Fuck no. We're trying. How about that? And our best is pretty low. We set the bar pretty damn low.
It's all we got from here.
And then the other thing, I got one bitch from Jim Miller who said I only drank 1 beer in the whole thing. So
no way.
Yeah. Oh, I swear to God.
Is that all you did, really?
Yeah. So I guarantee I'll get down more than 1 here. Okay. And even though I got to drive home, but and it's not close, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take one for the team. So that's that. You got anything more?
Stat wise, no, those are the ones that jump out. I'll be curious to see how viewership falls this week.
If they listen to this segment, may go down to 6. Okay, before we get started into our real thing, today you're going to hear about hummingbirds. We're going to talk about sports records, about whether to be broken. We're going to do the movie game again. We're going to choose the women again. I'm going to bitch about something. But before we get into that, I bet you don't know this. I subscribe to 11 different magazines. Do you know that?
That's a lot of magazines.
That's
a lot of paper that nobody uses anymore.
You probably didn't even know they still printed 11 magazines. And I was a newspaper guy my whole life. And then when that stopped, I kind of had to do something. So this is what I've done. But anyway, this is People magazine. Latest issue, Julie Louise-Dreyfus on the cover. Nice article about her. Nice article about Mary Tyler Moore. Some other human interest stories. But at the very beginning, they're supposed to tell you about famous people and what they're doing. And that's kind of why you subscribe to this. But I'm just going to read from Weddings and Engagements, okay? Weddings. Season 23 Bachelor alum Sydney Lotuaco married fiancé Nick Webby, an account director at an industrial cleaning company in Cape Charles, Virginia. And then Prince Ludwig of Bavaria, the oldest son of Princess Beatrix and Prince Luitpold, of Bavaria wed Sophie Evekink in Munich on May 20th. And then in the engagements, Jake Foy, who stars in the Hallmark Channel series Ride, which we all watch, I'm sure, popped the question to longtime boyfriend Nicholas La Traverse, a digital manager and producer at Canada's Banff National Park. Who the fuck are these people? Have you ever heard of any of those people?
I can't say that I have, but
I mean, I'm paying for this damn magazine to tell me about, like, I figured the Kardashians would be in here somewhere. The Prince of Bavaria? I didn't even know Bavaria was a real place. I thought it was like Transylvania. I thought it was one of those made up places where you do it for the fucking movies.
They need to include the phonetical spelling for you and the names there.
And of course I should know Ludwig because he's the son of Prince Luitpold. What the fuck kind of name is that? All right.
I got nothing.
Sorry, my cigar was going out. I'm going to ease into this next subject because people don't like the...
You mean like you did with the I don't want to talk politics last week?
Yeah, I caught some shit for that, by the way. We should have brought that. Yeah, I did. This is another subject that's taboo sometimes. Not as bad as the last time, I guess. But I want to quote Don Rickles, famous comedian. And he was being interviewed by a bunch of reporters. And one guy asked him about death. And he said, I think we can look for humor in death. For instance, if you died, it would strike me funny. And I thought that was hilarious. So I think we all do this. When you hear something that we think's funny, we kind of incorporate it into our own thing so people think we're funny, you know? And not that many people listen to Don Rickles. Well, no one listens to him now, but that one backfired sometime because some people, yeah.
When you use it or
when I used it,
yeah.
When I used it, I would say that to someone around other people. And,
yeah.
And sometimes I get laughter, but sometimes I get, ooh, you know? And so I didn't use that all the time. Okay. So what obviously we're talking about here is death. And it can be a subject that goes either way. But I just got to tell one story. I have two older brothers and a younger sister. And we all lived throughout the country, so we didn't get together all that often. But I think it was the year 2000. For some reason, we were all together. And I made up the point, you know, looking at our family history, we had like three aunts and one uncle. Uncle died at 40, aunt 43. I'd say 52 and 55. And my mother died at 52. So we were all within that age grouping. So I said to my family, my siblings, I said, you know, we got to look at this seriously. Science tells us one of us is going to die soon. And I hope it's one of you people because I was the only one out of us four that went to the good trouble to reproduce. And that's true. I had kids and they didn't. I said, so one of you guys should die first. And ironically, my brother Dick said, yeah, you're right. One of us should die. Now, like I said, I take death seriously. It's sad and stuff like that. But that brother Dick was dead less than a year later. And
how old was he?
He was 52.
Okay.
Probably 51 when I had the conversation, you know?
Yep.
And now, let's see, my other brother died about 6 months ago. So it's me and my sister, if you want to call this a contest. But she retired and moved to Mexico. Does that make me the winner? Are you technically dead if you lived there? Who the fuck moves to Mexico? I don't know where her head was at there.
Maybe if she gets citizenship, you win.
I think she does. So, yeah, I think I won that one. So now I'm in another one. And two of the four people were sitting right here. And I'll say one thing for the guys I drink with. They took it more. Well, actually, my family took it in stride, too. But when I brought this up, okay, there's me. I'm 68 years old. Smoke cigars. used to drink a ton. Now it's come down a little bit. We have my buddy Sully, who's 74. Now you go, I don't. I drink when I'm with you. Maybe there's a correlation there. Sully, he's in good health, but he's 74, and he's what is he? 6'6", 6'7"?
He might be shrinking, but
don't they die a little early? Those tall people.
The air's thin. Is that?
And then there's Tiny. How old are you?
I'm 46.
46. But what do you weigh?
I don't get on the ladder that much these days.
Okay. Tiny used to claim 350. With most of us, you add 10. When you're that fucking big, it goes up exponentially. He's 375 if he's a damn pound. And so I figure, okay, he's way younger than me, but damn, 375, he could go down. And then we added another person, Guru, to our group. And I do feel bad for Guru because he has not been blessed with, he's young and thin, but he hasn't been blessed with good health at all either. So, matter of fact, you said he's cheated death twice, right?
At least that I know.
Okay. So we're currently in a contest, and here's the good thing about it, I guess. If I lose, no one can say, "Ha, I told you so." but right now, what do you think? Who do you think is going to win this?
I like my chances.
Do you?
Absolutely.
Against all three of us?
Well, yeah, no doubt. I have the age because Guru's technically older than I am, so I'm the youngest of the four.
Okay,
I got that going for me. And I mean, Ed's the oldest. You've treated your body the worst, and Guru's Guru. So I like my chances a lot on this.
I have treated my body the worst, but you got to be a close damn second. Look at you, adorable. Okay,
Just go ahead.
No,
I'm good.
You are. All right, we're transitioning. That's what we're doing.
Well, there's a big part of this you missed.
The fuck did I miss?
If the whole
okay, let's go.
If I do go first, you have to be a pallbearer at my funeral for for all the fat things you call me. That's and I'm going to make sure to have an odd number of pallbearers and put you on the short side. That's exactly that's written in my will. I'm going to put it in my will.
I've never agreed to that. Never agreed to it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll probably make it 5 too. I won't make it 7. I'll make it 5, and you'll be on the side with 2.
Okay, I guess I'll tell a story. When the one time I was a damn pallbearer, hungover as can be. My aunt died at 43, I think she was, and she's getting her funeral mass at a Catholic church in Coraopolis, and there's one main street that goes through Fifth Avenue, and we're have to take her up 2 groups of steps. And like I said, my head's just pounding, but we did have 5. Yes. And 3 were on one side and 2 were on the other side. Of course, I got the 2. And this damn idiot on my side, he's probably a nice guy. I don't know who the hell he was. He was in high school. I was in college at the time. And I think he was watching too many Kennedys getting assassinated because he's just walking along with one hand. I'm back here sweating my fucking ass off, keeping this damn thing up. And because I'm thinking, my aunt's going to be on Fifth Avenue, the damn thing's going to come because she's going to get hit by a car and she's freaking dead. And I didn't want to do that to Aunt Helen. I really didn't. So I had some intervention that I got up to that first where we got a plateau. And I'm breathing hard. And then finally, with any energy I had left, I grabbed that kid in front of me. I said, if you don't fucking use 2 damn hands, I'm going to kick your ass when we get up at the top of the thing. I know that's not normal funeral talk, but I swear that's a true story. So that's where we are here. So
keep that in mind. That's all I'm going to say.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go back to working out again here because if I have to carry your damn casket, I got to be able to put a lot more muscle on.
You're going on the short side. Just keep that in mind.
Okay. Can I talk about hummingbirds now?
Let's stop.
Okay.
Hummingbird don't fly away, fly away. Hummingbird don't fly away, fly away. The sweetness of the nectar has drawn me like a fly. I just love you.
It's beer number 2, Miller. Don't be calling me a pussy anymore. And as I segue into, I went to a hummingbird lecture this week. First of all, I walk into this place. The lady teaching us about hummingbirds, you have a thought in your mind what she looks like? You're correct. You're correct. She looked exactly like that. She had kind of thicker glasses, overweight, and she was one of these nature people with a T-shirt and shorts on. Not a good look for her. Not a good look. But I'll give her credit. She spoke with passion, pretty good knowledge, and I actually enjoyed it. Now, the other thing, I went to a lecture at this exact same place a week before. And the guy was talking about sports. There were 12 people at this fairly big, I think it seats 250, fairly big lecture center. This time there's about 135 people to what? I mean, I swear to God.
12 for sports,
and
130
some for hummingbirds. Now, here's the good part. I could beat the fuck out of everybody in there. And it's such a good feeling. I mean, I wasn't tough when I thought I was tough. So now I know I am. But yeah, when I walked in there, I thought, yeah, I can beat the hell. The only other place I've ever had, and you can tell me about you too. We have the Meadows racetrack here, and they used to have all these off-track betting places. And you said you used to go to the one in Moon Township, but it was right across from Robert Morris. So were other college kids in there?
Yeah, but it was a lot of old men.
Okay. When I walked into the one in Harmerville, that was the closest one to me.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
I think you had to be 80 to get in there during the week. Sometime in the weekend, it'd be something else. So I always felt like I could beat the shit out of everybody there, and I could beat the shit out of everybody at this place. But anyway, I wrote down some facts here. These are real. These are pretty good.
How long was this? How long does this go?
These all go an hour. They all go an hour.
So it's and she had held to that. Unlike your podcast, she held to her time.
yeah. I'm not doing very fucking good on that. I'm sorry. I'm going to do better, but not today. The smallest hummingbird. First of all, here's my knowledge of science or whatever this is called. She's put up there. There's 338 species. And my thought was, wow, that's a lot. And then she was putting that up there because that was so few. She said 338 species in the world, although hummingbirds are only in North and South America. They're not on the other side for some reason. But she said like there's over 400 different species of bees in Pennsylvania.
How many?
Over 400. So
of bees.
Of bees, just in Pennsylvania. So 338 of hummingbirds. She was putting that up because that was small. And my first thought was, damn, that's a lot of fucking hummingbirds. But anyway, there's different kinds of hummingbirds. The smallest is called the bee hummingbird, and it weighs less than 2 grams. A dime weighs 2 grams. So these hummingbirds weigh less than a damn dime. And their wings beat 80 times per second. Think about that.
Holy shit.
I know. I don't even see how this is fucking possible.
Yeah.
80 times, but like I said, this lady looked like she knew what her... And for some reason, if you have PowerPoint, then it's official. I used to do that at my basketball camp. I'd say shit, but I'd put it up there, and I'm like, oh, yeah, well, fuck, it's on PowerPoint.
Maybe we should have done that for the logo. Put a slide up behind.
We better get that so people believe our shit. And then here's the heartbeat of a bee hummingbird is 1,260 per minute. Now, I can't think you're too much farther off than that. Hence why I think I'm going to win this damn dying contest. You know,
they almost wouldn't do my cataract procedure because of my blood pressure the day of the surgery. So you might be on to something.
The thing probably didn't go high enough. You know,
when I get my blood pressure taken, they always have to bust out that strap that Yeah, sorry, I'm digressing.
That's okay. Here's something else you'll be happy about hummingbirds. They have no sense of smell. So if you find yourself in a group of hummingbirds, you can fart and they won't frickin' know it. Now, do you know why farts smell, Tiny?
No.
So deaf people can enjoy them too. But I've been wanting to get in a joke. So there we go. Two more things. They put up a word that you've never heard. They go into a nightly torpor, T-O-R-P-O-R, where they call it a mini hibernation because their bodies move so quickly they need to go into that. Don't we all fucking do that when we sleep? Isn't that what everybody does? Like, she was making this big thing about this where their bodies just shut down, but I think we all fucking do that.
Torpor, you said it was called?
T-O-R-P-O-R. Yeah, I had to write that one down because that one I didn't know. And then, okay, last thing, and this has nothing to do with hummingbirds really. Okay, she gave us all these facts at the beginning, and I was into it. And then these people started asking questions about how to attract them. And I had no, I didn't care about that shit. So I kind of tuned out after a while. And then people were asking questions. And then this is the pesky flaw in someone called it once in my character.
There's only one.
A woman in the audience puts up her hand, and I'm, like I said, I'm barely listening at this point. And she said, "Are they monogamous?" And I'm thinking, what's going on in this lady's mind? And she was sitting there with a guy, but if she's asking about monogamy, I figure I'm in if I want to. Granted, she was no beauty, but then fuck, look at me. So that's just what I took away from my hummingbird thing. I told you, if you want some more, write in. I do have some other facts written down, but I just found that to be pretty interesting.
My full extent of hummingbird knowledge is that you put sugar water in the bird feeder. That's
okay.
all I know about
Well,
them.
now you know a lot more.
I know a lot
right?
more now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now
And if they can't smell, how do they know that's sugar water? Like, how's just, we don't smell it. Is it just water?
like I said, I wasn't listening too much toward the end. I was into it. This is why it took me 6 years to get a fucking undergrad degree in recreation that I'm going to talk about someday. I just lose interest after a while. I'm into it at the beginning. I really am. I sat in the front and I did all that shit, but I was into it. And then, once that lady asked about monogamy, I was out.
Maybe if you were younger, you'd be diagnosed with ADHD or something.
Oh, I probably would, but I wouldn't have gone. I wouldn't have gone to the fucking testing anyway. I skipped bigger tests than that. Let's put it that way. Okay, I think it's time to go to our next segment.
Okay.
Okay, now we're going to the segment where Tiny first and me, we choose our woman. Now, last time I handicapped it. We're doing something a little different based on, I'm looking for boogers here, based on the suggestion of one of our listeners. And it's Danielle, and she's going to have a real big segment totally about herself later on. Oh, you'll like it. You'll like it a lot. Danielle used to play for me. But she said instead of just choosing between two, we should do the who do you want to fuck, who you want to marry, who you want to kill. Now, Tiny knew exactly what that was when I brought that up, but I didn't know. So you get three choices. You get three women, and one you marry, one you screw, and one you kill. So we're going to do two of these, but the first one was one someone asked me about 9-10 years ago, and they're all still living amazingly. So we're going to go with it. And the three women are Oprah Winfrey, Whoopi Goldberg, and Queen Latifah. You got to marry one, you got to kill one, and you got to screw one.
Yeah, this one's actually pretty easy for me. And I imagine most people, I'm basing my justification on, I'm about quality of life.
Okay.
Yeah. So Whoopi, there's no redeeming qualities there. She goes. I kill Whoopi. Then with the two left, I mean, right away, if I say quality of life, who has more money than Oprah? So that's the Mary, and then the F is Queen Latifah.
Okay.
Which she'd probably be fun anyway, right? Of the three, she's probably the most. Yeah.
Definitely, because I like Queen Latifah, so I'm going to marry her.
Oh, okay.
I'm marrying her.
Go ahead.
I agree with you on Whoopi. What was Ted Danson thinking? I mean, Jesus Christ. But so I'm not a huge fan of Oprah either, but with her style and panache, if I nailed that, I could go around bragging. Yeah, I got that. I stuck at her. So
you and Stedman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
right.
Fuck Stedman. So I'm going to screw Oprah, and I'm going to kill Whoopi also.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I look at the world a little differently. Okay, the next one, I'm going to do the three women that star in the Big Bang Theory. So their characters' names are Penny and Amy and Bernadette. What do you got?
Okay, so I don't watch the show, so you're going to have to help me with the characters' name. Penny is the blonde with the big boobs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and Bernadette is the Blossom.
No. Amy's the one from Blossom.
Amy's the Blossom chick.
And
Okay.
Bernadette's a small blonde.
Bernadette's the.
She's married.
Is that the Kyoko? Her real name's Kyoko or something like that. I forget her.
No. Okay, there must be two blondes with big tits because.
I should have watched the show, maybe.
You know what? I even told you this beforehand, you son of a bitch. Usually we're doing it, as you can tell, we didn't pre-plan anything. I told him these three before, and obviously he really prepared.
Yeah.
No, Penny's taller. She was on 8 Simple Rules. You don't.
Well, so I do know about the show. The one was like the main character before the other one came on. Is that right?
Well, Penny's you never watched it.
I really haven't. No.
Oh, geez. Thanks. I gave you these.
But I did research that. I just don't know which one character-wise to say. It's
Bernadette now is on Night Court.
Okay.
Okay. You know which one she is?
Yes.
Okay. So Kaylee Cuoco is Penny. Penny, Amy, and Bernadette.
Okay.
All right.
So maybe this will be my different. I'm gonna kill Penny. She kind of seems like a bitch. I'm out on her. No, and I'll be honest, I was gonna marry the Blossom chick, but prior to I was reading because she's a doctor and all that. Right. Really, really smart, and I don't care about I don't care people smarter than me. That's par for the course.
Then you got 0 options.
but
because your wife's way fucking smarter than you are. That's not even close. Fans, it is. It's here. It's not this. It's this.
It's a well-known fact. Misty married up. Let's face it.
Yeah.
So, but she's not part of this. So, I was gonna marry Blossom, but then I was reading about she's a vegan, and now I'm back to my quality of life. I can't do that. No. I can't do the vegan thing. So she's now the F, and then Bernadette is the Mary.
I like how you say the F. We've been saying fuck the whole time here.
Well, everywhere it's always been F, Mary, kill, the way I've heard.
Okay. All right.
Anyways.
All right. Well, I'm way different than you here. Penny's gorgeous.
Yeah, but she
no,
looks like a bitch. She just looks like a bitch.
No, she's not. She just had a kid in life. She's and before she was an actress, she was like a top-notch tennis player, good enough to join the tour.
Okay.
And she got that 8 Simple Rules acting thing. So, but no, she absolutely.
She's the Mary?
Absolutely. Now, most people would have gone different on this. I'm going to kill Bernadette, and I'm going to screw Amy because Amy hosts Jeopardy.
Yes.
I always wanted to be on there, and I thought, I'm not smart enough either, but maybe she could get me two dumb guys to go against. Or, and this has to happen. Don't tell me these people are all that fucking smart. They get the answers beforehand. They must, right?
The biggest thing with Jeopardy for me is in the years of watching it, they give way more clues in the questions now than they used to. That because I haven't gotten any smarter, and Guru and I talk about this. The first round, sometimes I get like 7 questions right.
Okay, yeah, I know. So, he keeps score.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
I know. And I go back and forth. Sometimes I'm okay, but if they let me name my own categories, like things in my bedroom and bars at Kent State, I think I do pretty fucking well. So, I'm keeping Amy to screw, so I might be able to get on Jeopardy. So, okay. Sometimes we're going to do that one. And
wait, I think you need to recap that because I don't know how you give me your 3 again.
Okay.
Recap.
Penny, I'm marrying. No doubt about it. I want to spend the rest of my life with her. Amy, I'm screwing because I want to get on Jeopardy, and I have nothing against Bernadette, but someone has to go. And that wasn't as easy as killing off Whoopi.
No, that
but Whoopi looks like a fucking ET anyway. Someone asked me if people can sue us from this shit. Can they?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, we're not accusing them of anything. We're just offering opinion.
Okay,
right?
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing there. Thank you. Next time, we'll probably go back to the 2. We're probably going to switch back between those 2, but we're going to have this segment on every episode. Hey, it's what you've all been waiting for. Actually, people played this. I couldn't believe it. People told me, and some people told me they got it on the first one. I don't believe that shit, but
I don't believe him either.
Here's what we do. This is a movie, hopefully, of some renown, and but based on that last segment, you don't watch much TV. I don't know if you watch movies either, but I give you one character's name at a time, and if you got it, just we'll play the whole way through so they can play at home. Someday we may actually get a prize or something. Probably not, but we may. Who knows? Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
And if someone gets it on this, I got to call bullshit. The first character is Lorraine Baines. Lorraine Baines.
Okay.
Second character, Jennifer Parker.
Whoa. Okay.
You'll get it. I make them easier as it goes.
I have a general idea, but
okay.
I don't. The last names are what's getting me.
How about Mr. Strickland?
Okay.
You got it?
I was right with my first guess. Yes.
With your second guess, not your
No, the first name. I didn't know her last name when you said the first.
Really?
Name. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Then the fourth one, Dr. Emmett Brown. Then these two. If you don't have it yet, you should get it here if you've seen the movie, and almost everyone's seen this, I think. Biff Tannen.
Such a great character.
It is. That's character. He is. I love Biff. And then Marty McFly. Now, I didn't go with his father because Biff. Anyone home there, McFly? Tremendous movie. You got.
I mean, back to Lorraine. I mean, in the movie, it's just like last week. The name caught my attention, but I didn't know her last name was Baines. I would have never known that.
Now, okay, I have some interesting facts about this movie. There's a lot of them too. We could be here a long time, but we've already been here too long. Lorraine's name was changed in the movie 3 or 4 times. There were 2 writers. It was their project, and then they brought Steven Spielberg in. But then this movie got rejected 40 times.
Holy shit.
40 times. And then the studio that took it over, there was a head guy there, and he didn't like the names they had originally. And they were names of, I think, their girlfriends or wives. And he ended up putting, Lorraine was his wife, I think.
That's awesome.
So that was a way for him to be good and get laid, I guess. So that's how she became Lorraine. But here's some other funny shit about this, or weird shit. The guy also wanted some other changes made. Originally, the animal was a monkey.
Really?
You know how they do the dog?
Yeah, right.
Time travel.
Yeah, Einstein.
It was a monkey, and the head guy said, monkeys in movies don't make money. So they changed it to a dog. They said that one was easy. And then this was another good one that actually his suggestion. The original time machine was a refrigerator. What? Yeah. Yeah, wouldn't that have sucked? And then they showed this refrigerator in the back of a truck. It moved. Yeah, that looked like that sucked. So they changed that right away.
Okay. A DeLorean, though. They can.
I know that the dog in the DeLorean way better than a.
I have a picture of me in a DeLorean.
Really?
I went to the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas. They had one there. I got to sit in it.
How was it?
I didn't fit.
You didn't. I was going to say you didn't break the motherfucker. Okay, but here's where they had to draw the line. This guy in charge of the damn thing, he sends him a memo, and he wants to change the name Back to the Future to Spaceman from Pluto. And they had the same reaction you did, I did, and you did. I mean, what a horrible fucking title. So the writers had never dealt with this guy, and he's the boss. He's the one paying the money, and they got rejected 40 times. So they were walking on eggshells there, and they didn't know what to do. So they went to Spielberg, and they said, can you do something here for us? Spielberg, I guess he had dealt with this guy before. He wrote him an email, sent them a copy, said, that is the best sense of humor. I can't believe. I wish I would have thought of that. That was just funny as it could be. Spaceman from Pluto. He said he knew the guy would be too embarrassed to come back and say, no, I was serious. So they got to stick with Back to the Future. And then the other unique thing about this movie, there are a few, but we'll go one more. They wanted Michael J. Fox right from the start. They said when they wrote the movie, that's what they wanted, Michael J. Fox. But he was under contractual obligations to that show he did.
Family Ties.
Yeah, Family Ties. And they went to the head guy, and they said, absolutely not. Meredith Bernie Baxter was pregnant, and Michael J. Fox was going to be a bigger part that year. So he said, no way. So they hire Eric Stoltz.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good actor,
yep.
But it just wasn't working. They shot scenes for 5 weeks. 5 weeks. And the writer said, this just isn't working. And the writer said it was one of the hardest things he's done in showbiz. He had to fire him after 5 weeks. And everyone was aghast that he did this. Then luckily, it went back. Things got pushed back on when they were going to film. And then plus the 5 weeks, they went to the head of Family Ties again. And he said, well, you know, he has a little less role now in this next year. If he wants to, we'll do it during the day. If he wants to do it at night, go ahead and sign him. And they asked Fox, and he knew. He said he was getting like 4 hours sleep a night because he was just going from one set to the other. But they said it was a natural, and it worked out perfect. Now, the person that really got screwed, Stoltz got screwed, but who really got screwed, they had a different girl playing the part. I can't remember her name. And but when Michael J. Fox came, he's real short. Mm. She was too tall, and they had to fire her too. Oh, and actually, it was kind of strange. They had a girl they really wanted at the beginning, and that's the one they got because she was under contractual obligation. And then she was no longer by the time they asked her the second time, so she moved right in there. But it's very, I looked this up, very, very rare where 5 weeks into the shooting, they fire the main character, but that's what they did in there. And that's
I actually, the only one I knew of all the ones you mentioned there was the Stoltz thing, that he was the original. And there was I don't know, I saw somewhere out there was they posted the photo, you know, in the movie they keep showing the picture of them disappearing, that there was the photo with Stoltz and the disappearing photo. And that was, I didn't know it up till that point.
I'm going to give you one more fact then, since we're going here. He briefly is in another scene where Michael J. Fox's character punches Biff in that little diner. Mm. He couldn't really reach him because Biff is tall. Wilson, I think the guy's name. Mm-hmm. And the punch didn't look right. So they went with the Stoltz punch because it was more realistic. So you really have to slow it down. I mean, they showed this. I just watched this thing yesterday. You were supposed to have a different movie today, but okay. I changed everything. You could barely see Stoltz, but you just saw someone taller punching him, and that's
there's all kinds of Easter eggs in that movie too. I mean, you know, they talk about the sign in front of the mall and how it changes when he comes back, and there's so many Easter eggs in that. That is a good movie.
No, it is. And then when they did, they wrote the sequel, and it was kind of like our podcast. It was too long, so that's why they decided to go with 2 and 3, and they basically filmed them back to back. Like number 2 was already out at the movies while they were making 3.
Well, yeah, they showed previews for it.
Yeah,
they were already showing.
Because, like I said, a lot of the scenes were, I don't know how to do a movie, but a lot of the scenes were intertwined. So that's my Back to the Future
movie of the week.
Yes, absolutely. We'll be back with more.
Stop bitching, do something. Stop bitching, do something.
Number 3, Miller, take that, bitch. Do I have something to bitch about? Every episode. This one is personal, and I'll go back a little history. About 5 years ago, I've had ankle problems for a lot of years. So 5 years ago, I went to this guy, specialist. He's supposed to be the best, supposed to be the very best. And I got my x-rays. He came in, didn't say anything, went right to my right ankle and felt it a little bit and said, "Oh, that's not good." And I'm thinking, fuck, man, what about hi? How you doing? What do you think the Steelers are going to do? Normal Pittsburgh shit. No, I got none of that. Oh, that's not good. And he went on to say, yeah, I guess we got to keep an eye on that, that I have problems. Like I didn't fucking know. Why would I be there? And then COVID hit. So you weren't supposed to go for checkups and shit. So I let it go for a while. Then about, what are we in here? May, about 16 months ago, I went back to him. And I'm feeling good. I'm on my way. Actually, I'm in my workout shit. I'm on my way to LA Fitness to work out. This guy tells me if I don't fuse that in the next couple of months, we're going to have to amputate. And I'm, what? No. But he said, yeah, absolutely. You're going to have to make a decision. Why don't you come back with your questions? And so I got another appointment in a couple of weeks, and I had questions. And my wife came with me. And of course, whose questions were they? They were all hers. I didn't get any of mine answered. And
I said I wasn't going to interject, but I think there's one thing. This wasn't a clear-cut decision for you, as I remember sitting.
No, not at all.
Like you were doing the Oscar Pistorius discussions.
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
Absolutely, I was. And then, my wife's great, but in typical wife fashion, at the end of the appointment, we're in the car, and she says, "I just want you to know, I'll support whatever decision you make." I said, "Good, because I'm not fucking doing it." And she said, "Oh, you have to." I'm thinking, what support is it? The only thing that kept my right ankle on my damn foot was she didn't like the guy personally. So then, and you were part of this too. So I went to get a second opinion. And this guy told me, this is like a month later, this guy told me, be careful. What the hell does that mean? Nobody tries to step in holes or fall off sidewalks or whatever. It fucking happens. So I remember we had beer night, and I said, I'll give Sully credit for this one because we cracked on him. I said, well, when you get opinion 1 and opinion 2, he said, you should go get opinion 3. I said, no, I'm going with a guy that said, be careful. So time goes by, and then we get to December. And actually, it was about November or October, just gone by. And my ankle just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But I have neuropathy, so I can't feel this shit. That's why this stuff got so bad in the first place. So it's getting bigger, bigger, bigger. And
I'm going to interject again. You actually went to go see about your other ankle first.
See, you just ruined my damn shit.
Oh, shit.
I had a punchline here, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah, you fucking ruined. Yeah, this was my fucking left ankle. My left ankle. The other guy didn't even look at that damn thing. And no, he did actually. The first guy, he said, oh, that's 5 years behind. We'll have to deal with that later. So the thing keeps getting bigger and bigger. But it wasn't hurting, so I kept walking on it. Then eventually it started hurting. That's why I knew when you have neuropathy and it hurts, something's wrong. Something big time is wrong. So one game I coached 2 listeners, Doug Duda and Bob Rukavina, had to help me to the van. I couldn't even get to the van. So then I was a little scared. I called. You can't get an appointment for a month to see another ankle. But I wasn't going to go see those 2. I went online and I found another guy. Thank God I found him. And but I had to wait, and it just hurt and hurt. Like Christmas Day, could I go with my wife to see my grandkids? No, I had to lay in bed because I couldn't move because it hurt so bad. So anyway, I had one of those, until I could see my ankle guy, I had one of those appointments where you do by phone. And I said, I need some steroids or something. And she didn't want to give them up. And I turned the phone around and said, look at this damn thing. She said, okay, we'll get you some steroids. And then when those ran out, I had to go get some more from another doctor. And I know those aren't good for you. Anyway, then I finally got to see Dr. Edwards, great guy. If you need ankle surgery, that's where you want to go. But I was in there for about 3 minutes. He said, oh, we got to put a cast on that. So this is early January, cast on it for a couple months. And then I have this boot on here. And basically I haven't walked for 5.5 fucking months. And just now he said, I could walk about a week ago. He said, I could walk with the boot on. And it was looking pretty, I didn't even tell you this. My first real walking was going to see the Hummingbird lady. And because there I had to park and go across the park. I was just walking in my house a little bit, but I was getting confident, get some real walking in, and then I took the damn thing off at the end of the day, and it was swelling up again. I said, "Oh shit." Luckily, it's come down a little bit, although I haven't gone to see the hummingbird lady since, so it's been less and less. But if I were to, I guess the lesson to be learned here is maybe get opinion 3. Don't go with the first guy. If I'd have stuck with the first guy, he was going to cut off the first one. Then hell, if he'd have seen the second one, he'd have cut that one too. I told this story to someone. He said, "Well, you could sue him," and I said, "No, I can't." You know why I couldn't?
No.
I wouldn't have a leg to stand on. But you know, I heard that joke 40 years ago. Who knew that my real life was going to come into that point where I might be able to do that? But yeah, I'm glad I could work that one in since you fucking ruined my first part. But
sorry,
yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I probably would have fucked it up anyway. But anyway, yeah, go get another opinion. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to walk like a real human being, although I almost fall every damn time I walk. But hopefully I'm going to be able to get rid of this boot. We'll find out here in a few weeks. But yeah, get your second, get your third opinion. Don't believe that first guy, and definitely don't believe a guy that tells you to be careful. Okay, thank you.
So don't ask me no questions, and I won't tell you no lies.
It is time for Q&A. Since we only had one of these, we don't have many. I'm just going to do one question I got from 2 people. I got from Maria and James, both who played for me, 2 of the greatest competitors that I've ever coached. Even when they were playing poorly, I just couldn't take them out of the game because I knew they wanted to win as badly as I did. James played for me last year. Maria played for me. There'll be stories about probably all this stuff later on, but great competitors. But that being said, what was their question? It was about what I was drinking and how was the Iron City Turner's tea, because this is a new beer. And what I would say is, well, it's the great beer when you're going out with a high school senior or a college freshman that hasn't yet learned to drink beer, because it doesn't have a big kick yet. You can still get them drunk. And before you give me shit, I do have morals. I'm not talking to 40-year-olds out there that are trying to be with young people. But I mean, damn, didn't we all do this when we were young? And I'm sure the women were drinking, so they would want to, be with me too. So I'm not throwing stones, but I'm just saying it's good. But you can fire down a bunch, and it doesn't give you that. When you drink 6 Iron Cities regular, you know it. When you drink 6 of these, you're good. So Maria, James, and anyone else out there, I do recommend it, but not if you're like a hearty beer drinker that, oh, no, I'm not drinking it. No, but it tastes pretty good. I like it, so I recommend it.
Is it a limited run thing, or are they?
No. I think they're in for the long haul.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, they put out like I don't know how many, and they ran out right away because it's Iron City Beer and Turner's Tea, which is another Pittsburgh business, and they did it, and they got together on this, and no, they're in for the long run. But I don't know how much money they're making. They're going to make money off of this, so I'm sure it'll be for the long run. Okay. You get a question?
I only got one, and it was something we addressed, and we'll try to do a better job in production. It was just how to email us or contact us. It was, well, since you don't do social media, I wouldn't, even though we have Twitter and Instagram, it's at PGH Dive Bar Talk. I would say the best way to reach us, if not on YouTube, which is where the video posts, is email, which is also pghdivebartalk@gmail.com. And that would be probably the best. Where you're going to see it is probably best as YouTube. But I do have the Gmail set up to, I'll get the email.
Couldn't you read the thing and fucking tell me?
Well, I could read it, but you're not going to.
No.
Yeah.
No. But
if I get it, I'd have to relay it to you. You're not going to check Gmail.
And if you have something to bitch about, keep it to your fucking self, because I don't care.
Well, I hit the mic while you were talking, so I'll hear. If they can hear me now, they're going to say, "Hey, you hit the mic on that." So there you go.
Okay, all right.
So that's how you reach us: pghdivebartalk@gmail.com, and it's the same for Instagram and Twitter at pghdivebartalk.
And we're going to try to do this every week, but we're going to take 1 week off a month. So we're taking next week off.
Yes.
We'll have another one in 2 weeks. Hopefully this one was so freaking good that it'll hold you for 2 weeks.
And
But
hopefully the production value improves, so we'll be able to.
luckily,
we'll see.
Luckily on that's your fucking problem. I already fucked up the writing part, so. So great having you. You're done, right?
I'm done.
Okay. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you.
See ya.
And it shows them pearly white. Just a jackknife has old McHeath, babe, and it keeps it out of sight. You know that shark bites